like you've seen it a million times.
Turn right.
Good morning, welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and welcome back to Alaska. Let me see, I am just very glad that this truck started this morning, and let me show you why. I might have to take one hand off the wheel here for this, because it's a little hard to see, but the temperature is minus 37 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
Get ready to turn right.
And I gotta tell you, it's slippery. I mean, you might not necessarily think it'd be slippery with it being this cold, but it is. Now this is awkward. So my cargo is somewhere here on the left, but I've got to claim it by going up here. And I've got my own trailer today. Well, actually, I wonder if my cargo's expired by now. Did take a while to get this international fired up. So let's just take a quick look at the truck whilst I negotiate this. I'm not really in the most suitable truck, but when am I ever? Okay. Right, cargo market, what have we got? It's not available, but it looks like we've got some stuff that might be, you know, we did have something to Fairbanks. Actually, you know what? Nenana's not that much further. And how much further is this? Oh, quite a bit further. 1,158 miles. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this. There's a reservoir tank today. I don't think I'll have everyone with me for the whole trip today. Let's go ahead and grab this. Right, I think it's behind me. Well, it might not be. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't know where it is. That's interesting. Oh, okay. It is behind me. Okay. Can I back out of here? I think we can. Let's go ahead and switch to the external view. It's a pretty quiet road. A lot of these roads are private roads, and this one is no exception, I don't think. So, can we see it? No, we can't. Oh, yes, we can. Can see where I'm supposed to go. Right, so under the hood of today's truck, in today's International 9800, is a Detroit Diesel Series 60. And this is one of the later ones. This is a 14 litre. Actually, I think it's a 2003 spec engine. So it's not that late, but it's late enough. But paired up to this is a Eaton Auto Shift, a second generation Auto Shift. So what's the Auto Shift, you might ask? Well, it's a little bit like the Ultra Shift, only it's a different technology. It's not as fluid. And I'm experimenting with the Auto Shift. I kind of want to, I guess, have something that shifts for me, but it's a little different to the Ultra Shifts and the Eaton Endurance and so on and so forth. Gotta say, it takes a little longer to change gear, but it's okay. It's not terrible, and I mean, it taking a bit longer to change gear is really not the end of the world. Right, is that people out there? No, okay. So who's going to be out there at this time of day? It is early in the morning. It's 5:21. And like I say, it's cold. Let's switch to the external view for this one. Got a 43-foot trailer, I believe. Might be a 45. Right, let's go ahead and see if we can back this up. And yes, of course, it's color matched, because what self-respecting International 9800 driver wouldn't color match a trailer? This really is a very cold and bleak looking landscape. Okay, now we're going to hand the wave away and say that we are using winter tyres here today. These tires are not particularly winterized, but the game, I don't have a mod that simulates chains, which is a shame because that would make this a little more authentic. But this'll do for me. Line it up. Okay. I would really rather not shut the engine down, but the game does insist that I do in order to collect my cargo. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off, and let's get the cargo loaded, and let's start our journey. Okay.
Time to hit the road.
Fired up. It's a quick check. It's actually got slightly colder. And there's the sun, so that's possibly why. Minus 38. I'm sure I saw it so minus 39 a few seconds ago. This truck is clearly a 24 volt truck because it's showing us 12.7 volts there. Quick cycle through my information. So speedometer, yeah, no, not doing it at all. Distance to empty, it reckons, is 1681 miles. Average so far on this tank's been 7.4. I've actually done really well, but I did do an engine swap. 83 engine hours, yeah, it's fairly new to me. Engine oil is not even registering right now. I wouldn't expect it to, I don't think. Transmission's fine, okay. So there's not that much to see going on here. Actually, I've got an engine oil temperature just to the left of the trip computer showing right there. And on the left side, we've got coolant here, the sort of top left gauge that you can see. As for how the truck looks, well, we've had a good view of it, but this light's wonderful. Yeah, that looks really pretty, really pretty. Right, well, let's make like a tree and get out of here. Oh, one other thing. This is a 6x2 truck, and I'll show you what I mean. So, foot on the brake, foot on the power, and let it go. See how just the middle axle spins? Yeah, that means that we've only got one powered axle. So it is a little wheel spinny, and it's a little skitterish when you use the engine brake. So, we will likely be skidding around quite a bit today. And it will at least contain my speed, and that's a good thing. This is hard to go quickly when your tires are just spinning. Okay, well, goodbye, oil I guess it's a processing plant. It's a no, maybe not a refinery. You know what? I don't know what this is, but it's fine either way. Go up. Yeah, that's beautiful. I kind of think I wanted to stay. If it just wasn't for the little green symbol showing there, yeah, that scene right there, the truck on the sunrise, that is pretty. Okay, let's check left. Nothing from the left. You see what I mean by it's just spinning its wheels, not going anywhere. So here is when an auto shift might not be a good choice, because if I give it a boot full of power, it's either going to spin the engine up to the 2100 RPM governor, or it's and then it's not going to be able to shift up because it takes so long to change gear, or it's going to start to spin up and immediately change up, and then it's going to take quite a while. We're going to lose all of our acceleration, going to change down and rinse and repeat. So I don't want to use the hint up, hint down commands, but I may do. I really want this transmission to give it its best, so we just see how bad it could work under really not great conditions.
Turn left.
Am I supposed to go round to the right and turn left? I don't think that's very realistic, and it's a private road and there's not much around, so I'm not even going to stop. Can't really see right either. Okay. To squeeze the power a little bit more. It's, you know what, it's, yeah, there it goes. It's wheel spinning already, so I guess it's going to ease off when that happens and try and let the tyres catch the grip.
Get ready to turn right.
This is definitely a stop sign, so we will be stopping here, assuming we're able to.
Turn right.
There's a truck moving away from us. There is someone coming towards us, but he's about a mile or two away, so I think we're going to be okay here. Really, if I sound grumbly. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and mute my microphone for a little bit. Not that long, and get some water, because I sound like been up all night or something. I'll be right back. Okay, that's a little better. I guess I just got to keep myself hydrated. So we're bumbling along at just 30 miles an hour. The cruise optimistically thinks we can do 50. And what's this on the right, on the horizon? That looks like it might be a snowstorm. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Switch to this view. Yeah, look at the clouds there behind the water tower. Also, I don't know if a water tower is that realistic. I guess it might be. But would it not be an ice tower? Oh, we got a stop sign. Okay, we were able to stop. That's good. Not able to stop, but we're able to stop. Yeah, looks like we got the very top of like a sort of... There's a snowstorm there on the right. Okay, let's get the thing moving and try not to wheel spin. Which is a challenge. The throttle, lead it round to the right. Okay, we made it so far. I imagine that the heavier cargoes would be a bit more of a challenge here. This road surface is pretty rough, so you might hear the controller buzzing around in my hand. It is just a controller, I promise. Okay. And then this is a rough road. Wow. Okay, alright, I mean, I guess it's okay to overtake. That's completely fine. He's probably got studded tyres, and I certainly don't on this thing. You can't really see from here, but they are not studded tyres. Okay. Oh, I like boats. I don't think he even stopped. Oh, he doesn't have a stop sign, that's probably why. Part of me would like to let this car go in front of me, but he's going to overtake anyway. Take it nice and wide. This truck is fast approaching. Go. Okay. Nicely done. Gets a little unstable though. Yep, there he goes. Goes around me. Hey, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I'm swerving a little bit towards the left. I'm not doing this on purpose. It's just the thing is sort of, well, it's like driving on ice, which odd that. Okay, he tried again to go around me, but now he's about to run into someone. You numpty. Last minute dodging out of the way. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna pull over and let this guy round me as soon as I can. Okay, hang on, let's bit more speed, get it shift up into 8th. There we go. So I think I can help the auto shift out, because I don't really need to be sort of deliberately keeping it between gears at certain speeds. That's not helpful. But we're going to slow down here. does look like a snowstorm on the horizon, or at least a storm of one sort or another, and there's a lot more of it now than there was a few minutes ago, so I may need to to make like a tree and get out of here. Or is it steam? I don't know what that is. It might just be steam or low cloud or something. Oh, fuck. Either way, we are on the way. We are pretty much on what you might call the sort of home stretch. This road continues for what feels like a day. We do go through a bit of flooded road water. A flooded section of the road even. We'll come to that in a second, but... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, but keep on driving, I think. So I'll be back as soon as I've negotiated around this Mac, or wherever I'm going to be. Alright, I'll see everyone in just a jiffy. Alright, I didn't get very far down the road, but this effect here is very cool. It's the wind blowing sort of light powdery snow over the road. Traffic is, I would say, steady. I think about 250 trucks a day traverse this section of the highway in winter. It's about 160, I think, in the summer. So it is a well-traveled road, but it's not for the faint-hearted. I mean, the Alaskan authorities recommend you bring survival gear, and they don't mean a Playboy, a cup of instant coffee. No, they mean the full-on, if you wreck, we can't get to you for a couple of days. It's kind of survival gear. Now, thankfully, the International has plenty of space for equipment, you know, but I can't necessarily assume that I'll be able to get access to it. So, yeah, I've got provisions on me, just in case the worst happens. I mean, even though this thing has a heater, and I'm sort of sitting kind of on the engine, most definitely have many layers on, so yeah, just to keep warm. Alright, well, I think we'll soon be approaching the flooded part of the road, so I'll be back. There's a bit more interesting stuff to look at. I think this probably counts as a bit more interesting. Oh yeah, let's kill the speed. This is flooded. Okay. Let's flick to this view here. We can at least see how deep the water gets, although which one of these does it? No, that one doesn't work so good. This one does it. Oh no, what's happened here? Yeah, this big rig seems to have come unstuck. I guess it came off the road, maybe. And this is salt water, so this is not really doing truck any good whatsoever. Oh, this is getting deep. Okay, that is nearly up to the edge of the cabin. Nearly, and the wheels are almost immersed. Oh yeah, I guess he's okay. Because they wouldn't just leave it there, right? They might do. Okay, and looks like we're through the worst of it. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and just dry off these brakes. So we'll just use the service brakes a little bit here. Really don't want the things to freeze up or just not work very well. Okay. Should have done it. Alright. Good practice if you go through a Ford is just to dry your wheels off. Although depending on your car's wheel design, you can find just driving on a wet road, your brakes can get soaking wet, and if it's cold enough, that heat doesn't easily dissipate. It's constantly kept refreshed. The long and short are, you may find that when you come to use your brakes, they really aren't doing very much. So, good practice here. It's minus 36, I'm showing temperature-wise. Minus 35, it's gone up. Okay, well, let's check what time have I got. I've got 8 hours 45 till I got to take my break. Looks like I can afford to take one break on this trip before I'm going to be late. And trips in Alaska are a real challenge sometimes because certainly with this economy mod I got, it's hard to keep your progress up. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and press on. Close that view there. I'll be back. And things are a little more interesting, although right now this is about as fast as I want. Yeah, this is a little too quick for the drifting all over the place. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay, I'll be back. Hang tight. Oof, it was a bit nervous coming over that hill and cresting it. You know what? Let me show you what I mean. So let me get the speed back up. So the road's going to bend round to the left up here. There's a vehicle stuck on the left, it looks. It's a tanker, it's another big rig. Okay. So I'm now doing 50 miles an hour, which is a little quick for these conditions. Let's face it. So I'm going to turn left up the hill, and it reaches a point where it just becomes unstable. And then yeah, I was able to recover it. So I wasn't going that quick, but certainly quick enough. Okay, we're not actually coming up to a curve like I thought I would, but if I do a little bit of a left steer, a little bit of right steer, look how much the thing is lagging, and then it kind of catches up. It's very uncomfortable feeling when you're driving. So they got the physics, it's made a difference. Now I've got a private physics mod also connected, and that mostly, if not everything, just reduces how well the tires work, especially in the wet or on snowy roads. And that's really what I want to do. I don't really want to be doing 50. It's going to ease off. But if I use the engine brake, watch what the truck does. Okay, so I gave it a little bit of steering input there. Now it wasn't so bad, to be fair. But what it was doing was it was digging in and gripping and then starting to skid, and then immediately the braked axle would lose its grip, the engine revs would drop, and it would downshift. And then if it caught again, if the tires caught, of course you're in a gear or 2 or 3 lower, and then that forces the engine revs to be right up high again with the engine brake kicks in and just makes it worse. So I very quickly yanked off the engine brake when I started to skid as I crested the hill, going back, I don't know, a short time ago. That may look like it's getting dark, but no, it's 9:30 with definite haze. I think we're going to be okay weather-wise today because, well, I think it's too cold to snow, maybe. I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna stay sitting pretty here. Is there much traffic behind me? Or did it all back off? No, it's actually still there. Did it all back off because I was driving like I was drunk? Oh, I guess not. So I've got a crest, I've got to climb a hill here, and it looks like the road bends around to the right, so I'll let gravity slow us down on the way up. I won't keep sort of feeding in the power. Let's let the speed bleed off a little, because the whole left to right transition right as we crested the hill really unsettled the truck. I'm surprised I didn't jackknife, or at least fall off the road. It's this on the left here, this little dot on the horizon. What is that? It's the rock in the middle of nowhere. Are they all rocks? I guess so. You can see polar bears in this part of the world for real. And I haven't seen one in the game, but that's not to say there aren't them out there. Alright, so I most definitely let the speed bleed off, and it didn't have any untowardness for the controls, and that's welcome. But there's still time. Speaking of time, how am I doing? 6 hours left in my shift. 12 hours left to get there. Yeah. There's a stop at Coldfoot, but we've got to go over a mountain pass first, I believe. And we're coming up to it. These mountains are most oh no, here we go. Changing road surface. Okay, that wasn't so bad. If you go over that too quickly, there's a very uncomfortable feeling. I guess if you go over it with power down, this road surface looks very shiny. Veering off the road a little bit. There we go. Back on track. But we are veering off the road. Okay. There we go. Now, who would want to live in this little house on the left? Part of me would absolutely love to live there, but you're a little isolated, let's just say. Oh yeah. That was a fairly big moment. Just let go of the steering wheel, let the truck correct itself, and hope that you don't veer in the other lane and there's nothing coming. And this gradient's getting steeper, and the wind's changed direction. Okay. I'm sure that that's fine. So a good chunk of the map follows the pipeline. We'll just come up against another section of pipeline here. And that's interesting that we do. But it doesn't take the same course. It's kind of similar. And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, the road was constructed to support the pipeline workers, where it wasn't being dug underground. And quite why they put some bits above ground and some bits below, I don't know for certain, but I imagine it's to do with servicing it or the terrain or something similar. And, you know, whilst we're here, should just mention what we've got in terms of specification under the hood as well. So this gearbox, it's a 10-speed, and it's got a 355 final drive. That means that we don't use top gear with this engine until we're sort of doing about 60 miles an hour, which is permissible in some parts of Alaska, but generally speaking, we're only using the first 9 forward gears for a lot of the driving that we do. And yeah, it means that we have a direct 9th gear and we're not using the overdrive. So, but when we do use the overdrive, it's nice to get that sort of benefit in fuel consumption. Engine-wise, well, it's a 435 rated engine, 1550 foot-pounds of torque. So it's most definitely middle range. It's not a particularly stressed Series 60 14 litre. It's got enough heave to pull some of the heavier cargoes without too much difficulty. Now, this here on the right, this is interesting, this little service point. This is where the idea being is if you've got chains, you would pull over and put chains on. Now, I possibly should have pulled over and put my locking differential on, but I'm not going to because I like a challenge, and I might regret saying that if we end up getting stuck on a gradient. And I'm off the power completely here. Do not want to skid off the road, so we're letting gravity do its thing. Get my cruise on for what it's worth. There we go. Try and hold this speed as well as we can. Okay. Yeah, and you can see ahead of us that the truck starting the long ascent. This is where it can get quite challenging, especially in a 6x2 configuration truck, because we don't have as much grip as the 6x4s, and there are some 6x6s. Oh, big movement there. Big overcorrection from me as well. Nope, get off the engine brake, David. Yeah, so I can feel the thing is struggling for grip, and you possibly will see it, but it's a little hard to tell on YouTube or on the video what's actually happening, because I don't have a camera showing my control input. Giving it quite a dose of power here, starting to spin, and see there, it shifted up, and it just took its time, and it shifted down again. Yeah, the revs are just everywhere. Okay, try and massage the throttle to keep it rolling, but not go silly. Should have put that locking differential on. Oh well. So my speed is 20. That's kind of okay. I don't know if I can really show what's happening. It's hard to see the spinning wheel. I think the best way we can see it is the tachometer, and listen to it, of course, as well. Squeeze a bit more power here and get the thing used to. So yeah, again, it's too much. It's spinning its wheels. Like I say, the wrong equipment for the job here. Beautiful road though, beautiful just scenery and yeah, this poor gearbox is not really enjoying it right now. I think this is an environment where the manual I'm sure would do better, but that's exactly why I'm using this particular combination, because I want to see how well it copes. I think I'm going to introduce the auto shift boxes, or at least one or two of them, into the Stupid Oceans engine pack. And yes, I know, engine pack, introducing a gearbox, okay. I'm going to use my engine brake, but let's just drop the setting to minimum, see if that helps. Oh, really? It's still everywhere. I turn that off. It's not really helping me. This is me using my service brakes to try and control my speed. This shouldn't overheat at minus 21 Fahrenheit, but keep reaching for the engine brake switch, but no, just leave it alone. Okay. Alright, I think we've made it past the worst. This corner can be a little deceptive, so brush my speed off a little. 3 hours 43 until we got to take a break, so we'll be mindful of that. Yep, and this is the service point where you would switch back to, I suppose, where you would remove your snow chains. Alright, we're over the worst, he says, skidding all over the place. Now up here, a little ways up here, we've got a place that we can stop for the night, which is good because I'm running out of hours in the day. Right, squeeze a little more power. I want to get up this crest, this hill, start to ease off as we climb it. So when we transition over the top, we don't immediately skid the powered axle. Okay, another hill coming up, but I think my speed's about 45, so I don't need to, be quite so careful here. I can just, well, actually, I really should, because the faster you go, the least you want to skid. The least desirable it would be. Off, crest the hill, yep, there we go, and back on the power. It's giving it a no. Oh, okay, speed. Hey, you put me in top gear at 53. Okay. I know that the Detroit Diesel Series 60 really wants about 1200 revs, but I guess it's okay like that. And right, back down. Okay. Yeah, this is very, very pretty. We managed to not crash. Oh, well, okay, this is a good speed to do then, because I can just about hit top gear. And I don't get nagged that I'm breaking the speed limit, because I'm only 3 miles an hour over. Alright, well this isn't so bad. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now let's look at the map.
You're going to hit something.
I'm not seeing my resting point on the map right now, so okay. I'm letting the speed climb quite a bit, but fair dues. We'll let it bleed off. and I'm understeering, then I start to oversteer, so as I'm going too fast. Dose of understeer. Okay. This doesn't feel the most sensible approach, but I'm also mindful of the fact that there's a good chance I'm going to be late. We'll see. Sun is getting low. Here we go. Okay. This is my my rest spot for the evening, and watch out for the change in road surface as we climb. Go over here. Climb over here. Yeah. Ooh. That was rather uncomfortable. Okay. Gets me every time. I think it's meant to. Right, quite an aggressive pull left into here, but yeah. Okay, 2.5 hours left in my shift. Right, well, I am going to stop the night here, and I'm also going to call it on today's video, because this could be a very long video. There is an ASMR, a narration-free video that is likely on the channel by the time you're watching this. I don't know what day I'm going to release it, but probably a Monday. It's kind of a Monday morning video. So, hope that you enjoyed today's trip. It's a difficult map in some ways to describe, is Alaska, because there's long periods of just driving through the wilderness. And that's one of the reasons why I just enjoy it so much. That, and it's challenging. It's very different to the Central Valley, California, or the Texas Plains, or, you know, insert name of next place you want to visit. Right, well, I hope that you enjoyed today's visit. Really am enjoying this cab over. I'm so glad it made a reappearance back in the workshop. I guess I gotta find an electric outlet to plug this thing into, because it's gonna get very cold overnight. But that's a problem I'll deal with. Anyway, thanks ever so much for hanging out with me today. Hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.